Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Profitable Coaching Conversation Show with Wendy Y. Bailey. I am indeed Wendy Y. Bailey, and I'm excited to be here today. It's an unusual day for us. It's Friday instead of Thursday, but I wanted to be sure that I came to you this week, and yesterday was just one of those days I couldn't get here. So I'm glad to be here today. The Profitable Coaching Conversation Show with Wendy Y. Bailey is part of a larger brand. It's called Profitable Coaching Conversations. And as part of that brand, I have the Profitable Coaching Society, which is on Facebook. On Facebook. I also have the Profitable Coaching Club. You can join profitablecoachingsociety.com on Facebook. It's a growing community of coaches and other transformation experts who are there to connect and collaborate and support each other and get content from me and other people who can add value in the group. I also am the creator of the Profitable Coaching Club. Profitable Coaching Club. I'm trying to find my look. There we go. Profitable Coaching Club is a membership group on Clubhouse. And every week there are probably about 4 rooms that I do every week. And I call them training rooms because I'm there and I'm sharing content. I'm coaching people. I'm answering questions from people who are in the listening lounge, so to speak. So if you're not a member of the Profitable Coaching Club on Clubhouse, be sure to go to profitablecoachingclub.com. It'll direct you to our club, which has more than 1.2 thousand members. So it's growing every single day. And they've grown accustomed to getting content, information, support, education, knowledge to grow their coaching business. So if you're in that mode and you want to grow your coaching business, if you're on Clubhouse, join us. It's no cost training. On Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern, I actually assemble a panel of people who can talk about their experiences and how they've grown their coaching businesses and what they've done to be in the marketplace. And so Profitable Coaching Club. Now, coming up, this is a little bit of a tease, a little bit of an announcement as well. I've opened the club up for leaders within the club who will also be hosting rooms. So far, I have leaders who are talking about trauma, who are talking about sleep, and how you can respect sleep. I have leaders that are talking about social media and visibility, and I have leaders who are talking about marriage and relationships. And I also have leaders who are going to be part of it, talking about growing your coaching business using sort of lifestyle management. So those are the people so far who will be leaders in the Profitable Coaching Club, and they will be hosting rooms as well. So if you're here and you would like to become a part of the Profitable Coaching Club, go to profitablecoachingclub.com. So let's jump into our topic for today. Today, I'm talking about how to create consistency that sells. How to create consistency that sells. I get asked this question a lot, and I answer it a couple of different ways. In a previous episode of the Profitable Coaching Conversation Show, I actually talked about creating consistency and what it looks like there. This is a little different, but if you want more content on consistency and other things, you can go to profitablecoachingconversations.com and you can download, you can listen, you can watch on your favorite audio platform. You can do all of that. So go to profitablecoachingconversations.com for all of that. Now, I also want to tease a little bit. I have an upcoming course. It's actually a year-long program that I'm going to be sharing details about. And it is part of the Profitable Coaching Conversations brand as well. So there's a lot happening with this brand, this flagship brand as part of my business. But let's jump into how to create consistency that sells. The first thing you need to know about consistency that sells, consistency is personal. And what I mean by that is you get to choose what consistency looks like for you. It's not based on what you see other people in the marketplace doing. It's because you have no idea what's going on behind the scenes. Okay. You have no idea how they're able to do what they're able to do. It's based on your lifestyle. It's based on your business. It's based on how you structure your business. So consistency means different things to different people. And because of that, I want you to understand that consistency is personal. It's a personal choice, it's by personal design. And so you get to be as creative as you'd like to do it. When I first started the Profitable Coaching Club, I was doing Monday through Thursday, a room Monday through Thursday every single day, and I couldn't sustain it, right? That I thought was consistency, but what I realized very quickly was sustaining it over like a period of time. I think I did it for 3 weeks and then I was like exhausted. I still do 3 to 4 rooms in Clubhouse a week, but I do it in a way that works for me. The constant is the Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern. And then I look at my calendar the week before and I plan out other rooms that I want to be in, that I want to train in, that I want to host. Okay. That's why I say consistency is personal. You have to look at what you're able to manage and what you're able to sustain and make sure that consistency for you looks in that way. If you're here and you're on a platform and can say hello to me, be sure that you wave at me, let me know you're here. If you are joining us after this session has concluded, be sure to type hashtag replay to let me know you were here. And if you have any questions, post them so that I see your questions and I'll go across all the platforms and check and see what questions you have and how I can answer them. As a reminder, I'm live streaming on Facebook, on my Facebook page, in 2 Facebook groups, on my Facebook profile. I'm also live streaming on LinkedIn and YouTube, WendyY Bailey, and YouTube Profitable Coaching Conversations. So I'm a little bit of everywhere for this bonus episode, and I like it that way. Hello, Facebook user. Go ahead and give StreamYard permission so that I can actually see who you are. Right now, all I see is Facebook user. So thank you for joining me live. I totally appreciate it. I'm talking about how to create consistency that sells. And the first point I wanted to give is consistency is personal. You get to choose how you're consistent in your business. I will say that too many coaches are not consistent enough. When I say consistent enough, if you are doing, let's say it's a live stream, if you're live streaming once a month, you need to challenge yourself to grow that consistency, the frequency of that. So if you're doing once a month, challenge yourself to do 3 times a month. If you're already doing 3 times a month, challenge yourself to do 4 times a month. So once a week, right? It doesn't have to be the same day if that doesn't work for your schedule. You dictate what that consistency looks like. It's personal. It's personal. The second thing you need to know about consistency is consistency that sells is strategic. Strategic. It's not you going live anywhere, everywhere. It's you recognizing very clearly that you are targeting a specific group in the marketplace. That's your ideal client, that's your customer avatar, that's your client avatar, however you've learned it. Make sure that you know your ideal client, that customer avatar, that whatever that is, whatever you call it, you know them so well, you know the platforms where they're hanging out. I had a person who came to Clubhouse rooms with me. They still come from time to time, but we had a conversation on Clubhouse, and she was saying, "I don't want to do one-on-one coaching. I'm a corporate trainer, and that's what I want to do." And I said, "Well, you're on the wrong platform because I see you all the time on Instagram. You need to be on LinkedIn." It was the second time we had the conversation, and she said, "You're absolutely right. I need to be on LinkedIn, and that's where my most ideal clients are." When you know your most ideal clients, you know what platform they're going to be on. If you are your ideal clients are on Facebook, you know because of the demographics Facebook will give you, you know if your ideal client is there. And you have to be strategic about how you reach your ideal client. 80% of the videos on the content on Facebook is video. Okay, so if you're not doing, hey Kelly, if you're not doing live streams on Facebook, you're missing out. Okay, and if it's a courageous, if it's a courage thing that you need to step into because you're not ready to be on camera, what I suggest that you do is pre-record some videos, get them the way you want them. They don't have to be perfect, right? I did a live stream the other day, and for the first 2 minutes, I had muted my mic. So we're human, and it's okay to be human, right? So when you recognize that you may be afraid to be live, practice pre-recording some videos, and when you pre-record videos you can upload them to Facebook. Doesn't get as much juice in the algorithm, but you're still actually sharing content. But your consistency must be strategic. You must be talking to your most ideal clients on the right platforms, right? That's how hey Shani, good to see you. It That's how it works. That's really at the heart of any digital marketing you do. You're focused on a specific and distinct client, your client avatar, your customer avatar, your ideal client. And when you know details about your most ideal client, you can be strategic in how you do it. It's also about making sure that you have clarity of the customer journey, right? The customer path. Like when you post, or when you go live, since I'm talking live, when you go live on a platform, you need to know where you want them to go next. So your call to action needs to be clear. You need to know the next step that you want them to take. Okay. That's the next step you want them to take. The other thing about consistency that's going to help you, when you're focused on that strategic approach to being consistent, you understand that consistency builds trust. The more you go live, the more, since that's what I'm talking about today, but the more you go live, the more consistent you are with your email marketing, the more consistent you are with your posting on the right platforms on social media, the more consistency you have, the more it breeds trust. People get to know, like, and trust you because they can count on you to be somewhere doing something that adds value at a specific day and time. And whatever you need to do to grow to the consistency of more. Like I said, if you're live streaming once a month, start live streaming twice a month. If you're live streaming twice a month, start trying to do once a week. Try to increase it over time and get to a level of consistency that you can sustain. Okay. And because it builds trust, your clients like to see you consistently in the same place at the same time as much as possible. Consistency also creates rapport and connection. See how I greeted people as they come onto the live stream? I know people not by Facebook user, but when they gave me their names, I was like, "Oh, hey, I know you." I do the same thing on Clubhouse. When I'm doing a Clubhouse room, I greet people. If it's a small room, I can greet people as they come in. I can look at the listening lounge. I can see who's there. If I'm on an IG live, it tells me who's there. I can actually wave at people on an IG live. All of that is about the rapport and connection you're creating. It's part of your consistency. One of the things that I do that is kind of an inside joke for me, I think it's cute. I introduce myself after I say the name of the show with my name. That's a WendyY ism. So your isms become part of what the rapport and trust and connection really creates as well. When you are consistent, you're also focused on adding value. I didn't come here just to chit chat with you. I came here to make sure I gave you some value, some actionable content, something you can walk away with and know better than you knew before you came into this live stream, right? So add value on any platform. Adding value means, yeah, you can post inspirational quotes, but what are your quotes? If you've written a book, take lines from your book that you can create, or your team member can create images that say your quotes, your words that are adding value in the marketplace, again, on the right platforms. If you are speaking, make sure that your focus is on adding value, giving people insight, a strategy, tips, points, making them understand by telling a really important story. Whatever that is, you want to make sure that your consistency is focused on value. The other thing I want to say about consistency and value is, it's okay that you have just about 5 or 7 kind of messages that you speak from. The consistency of your message is important as well. Where people get to understand the depth of your value is when they ask questions, or when you do hot seats. wherever you're live streaming, wherever you are. If you're doing some sort of coaching as part of what you're doing, it's important that people see depth in the value that you can provide. Okay, that's what I mean by consistency, focusing on adding value. It's first knowing that's the priority. It's not the technology that's the priority. I already told you I went live on Tuesday and was mute for the first minute and a half, 2 minutes. Didn't stop me. I didn't take it down. I didn't go, oh my gosh, that's terrible. People still watched it. People still got value from it because even with the technology issue, they know to expect um, value that I'm going to share in my live stream. So don't let the technology get to you if something happens. Consistency also fosters engagement. When you are live, when you are adding questions, when you're doing IG stories or you're doing reels or you're doing Facebook, whatever it is you're doing, you want to foster engagement. You're not just speaking to the camera. There are people on the other side that are watching, that are listening, that want to be part of what you're talking about. So ask questions and invite them to share their thoughts about it. No matter the platform, when you invite people to engage, they're really part of their own transformation as part of the value you're adding. Engagement is crucial if you want to lead people to conversion. Okay. I rarely use the term close, but when you're trying to close clients, when you're trying to move them from being free to being paid, engagement is crucial. It also, consistency also produces long-term success. One of my faculty members, who's a long-term colleague and friend, Tanya Smith, she's a video content strategist. She's been hosting lives and doing video for consistently every week for about 2 years. And on YouTube, she just crossed 1,000 subscribers. And I don't mean just like it took her a long time. I mean it just happened, right? And the cool thing about the fact that she did that is it happened because of her consistency. It happened over a long term. It didn't happen in 2 weeks or 3 months or whatever. The things that you do today in your marketing, in your visibility, you won't necessarily reap all of the rewards of that, i.e., clients, for 3 to 6 months. People need to see your consistency. They need to grow to trust and like you. They need to engage with you and kind of see how you handle stuff. So, any opportunities you have to invite people to connect with you through your marketing and visibility, and what I've been talking about throughout this time is live streaming and video, right? So when you are consistent in your the way you deliver your message, the depth of content you're able to share, the value that that content provides people, and their ability to engage with you and learn more and get more from you, you're creating long-term success. The consistency is what's driving that. So stay consistent. The next type of consistency is it creates invitation. You always want to look at opportunities to invite people to download your lead magnet, to connect with you via a short discovery call, to join and enroll in your webinar, to find you on other platforms and connect with you on other platforms. The more you extend opportunities for people to invite you, and they're not always paid, but they're also not always free. The invitation creates consistency because people get to know what kind of invitation they can expect from you. And a lot of times people will look at that and say, oh, she hasn't invited me to that before. I think I'm going to check it out. Right? So consistency is also about invitation. Be sure that you mix the value that you're offering with an invitation. Every so often, you need to invite people to do something. You do that based on your marketing calendar. Every now and then, you invite somebody to join your mailing list and get your lead magnet. You need to express an invitation regularly to people. Not every single time you go live, but you need to make sure that you have invitations. Consistency also requires commitment. Remember, I talked about long term success? Well, these two are tied together, commitment and long term success. When you're looking at long term success, you've got to make sure you're committed to that long term success. That means, you start something and you don't stop after 2 weeks or 2 months or 6 months. When I started my web TV show and audio podcast, I actually made a commitment to do it for 2 years. We just crossed the year mark in June, July. So we just crossed 1 year. And I'm committed to doing that. Now, have I had some hiccups along the way? Absolutely. But consistently over the last, I'm going to say 14 months, 15 months, something like that, people know that there's content coming from the web TV show. I'm sharing it one on one like this. I have guests that are booked through the middle of March. So when I talk about commitment, it means that you understand that it's not going to turn around tomorrow. Commitment means that you're going to share content. Sometimes you'll get on live streams and there will be no one there. So you've got to be the one to pay attention to your commitment. You've got to stay committed. Whatever you need to do to stay committed. If that means you do like I did yesterday, I couldn't do the bonus episode. I rescheduled it to the day to today. Now that's jacking up my consistency because I usually am live on Thursdays. But the point is, I'm here this week. I didn't miss a week. So there will be hiccups along the way. As long as you continue to stay the course, stay committed to the consistency you've outlined, then you'll be fine. The last thing I'm going to say about consistency is consistency leads to impact. The more you add value, the more you serve people through your consistency, the greater the impact you're going to have. People will tell other people about you. People will want to work with you, not just in whatever they jumped in. They'll want to continue working with you beyond that. Consistency leads to impact. You're making a difference in the lives of the people that you are serving, right? Their businesses, their health, their wellness, their careers. So you've got to understand that. And more consistent you are, the greater the opportunities you have to impact people. So that's what I've been talking about today, is all about how to create consistency that sells. How to create consistency that sells. If you're watching the replay, go ahead and type hashtag replay to let me know that you're here. If you're here and you have questions, go ahead and tell me what your questions are. I'm going to check the comments out. If I don't answer them while we are live, I'll definitely come back and answer them for you later. Thanks so much for tuning in and being part of the Profitable Coaching Conversation show with Wendy Y. Bailey. If you miss any episodes, you can go to profitablecoachingconversations.com and you can watch or listen to any of the episodes. They're usually brought current every week. So be sure that you do that. I am live streaming right now on my Facebook profile, my Facebook page, 2 of my Facebook groups, LinkedIn, YouTube Wendy Y. Bailey channel, and YouTube Profitable Coaching Conversations channel. So you can catch me on all of those places. And again, if you have any questions, it's a great time for you to ask your questions. Any questions? Consistency is, let me say this last thing about consistency. Consistency is really currency in your business. The more consistent you are, the greater the opportunities you have to serve your most ideal clients. It's how you sell. It's how people understand and can trust you and what you're offering. All of that is really about currency, right? When you value it as currency, consistency as currency, then what happens is you respect it in a way that says, I've got to honor consistency. I've got to always be consistent. Consistency is about being true to your word. Consistency is about, holding the space and being connected in a way that you have high integrity, right? Consistency is a currency. Any questions that I can answer? I see there are a couple people here. I think Shani, you're here. I think Kelly, you're here. You guys have any questions for me about consistency? Anything that I can answer for you? Any questions? Okay, thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate the opportunity to serve you. If you're watching the replay, type hashtag replay. Let me know that you're here. And also, if you have questions, Awesome. If you have questions, what's your observation, Shani? If you have questions, you can post them and I'll go through all of the different platforms and respond to you. What's your observation, Shani? I need to minimize what I'm focused on so that I can be consistent. Very good. Yeah, very good. Sometimes we think consistency means this, and consistency really means this, right? I don't talk about the 7 areas that I work on that represent my body of work. I don't talk about all of them at one time. I usually focus on one at a time. And my society, members of the society, actually vote on the topics. I give them a poll and they decide what topic we're going to cover. So yeah, minimize what you're focused on so that you can be consistent. If you feel overwhelmed by the thought of being consistent, yeah, yeah, that's a great observation. Very good. So thanks everybody for being here. I will see you guys. Let's see. I thought about how I need to be more strategic with my consistency. This was helpful. Good. I'm glad to hear that, Kelly. Yeah, so tell me what your big takeaway is. I see Shania and Kelly have shared theirs. If you made it this far on the replay, go ahead and let me know what your takeaways are for this. Thanks so much for being here. We'll be here next week with 2 more really powerful episodes, a guest episode and a bonus episode from me. Be sure that you join the Profitable Coaching Society. Check out profitablecoachingsociety.com to do that. Go to profitablecoachingconversations.com if you've missed anything. Take care, everyone. Have a great rest of your day. Bye bye.